How's it going, everyone? My name's Aiden. Welcome back to today's day 284 Post Back on his channel. Back in the journey once again. Hope you all are having such a great Sunday today and another day in the week. Of course, we are back. Well, now we got another week ahead. Hope the weekend was amazing for you all. And with that being said, today's message that I want to talk about is some chapters need to close without any closure. And before we get into today's message, let's talk about the day real quick. Just got out of work not too long ago, so I'm actually finishing up right now. Just figured I'd film the video now and get it done over with for today. It was a really good day. Went on a 3.5 mile run this morning. The 10 mile run yesterday that I went on was not too bad, so that was good. And the only thing really I look forward to is going to bed, getting ready for another week. But yeah, let's get back to today's message. Some chapters don't need closure. You're not always going to get the answer to things. That's kind of just how life is. And you try to find the answer through everything, but sometimes it's just best to leave it as it is. And I think what's really cool about life is that you can find an answer another way. Maybe it's not the way that you'd want to find out about it, but sometimes it's just how it's laid out. And when kind of just forgetting the fact that you're not always going to know, sometimes it's just best to not know. And sometimes it's just best to not even find out. And I'd always try to find the answer to things. I'm a big person when it comes to signs, like just to figuring out why I'm, receiving this message, or why I'm hearing this, or why I see, this blue jay outside. I always try to take everything as a sign, but doing that, I feel as though it's kind of ruined, the perception of life. How beautiful life is, and sometimes things are just given just because. And that everything that comes to you is not always a sign. It doesn't mean that there's something always coming. It's just life presenting something beautiful to you, and it's just for you to appreciate. And kind of just, alluding on that fact a little bit, I mean, yet again, it's really important to take life as it is sometimes. Whatever cards you're played with, you just deal with. Whatever scenarios you're putting yourself through, you got to dig yourself out. Sometimes there just isn't a reason behind why something's happening, and instead you're taking a lesson to appreciate it. This could be a building moment, this could be a lesson, this could be something that, maybe you've never learned before. I think every single day as humans we always learn, but we never take in the fact that as we are learning, that a little bit, it's a blessing. It's always a blessing to get, given lessons and taught things, because when you don't appreciate it, you might not see it come around that often. And I've learned that in the hard way in many factors. But yet again, appreciate life a lot more. Always trying to find closure through situations as well, won't get you anywhere. And sometimes you just need to move on to the next chapter, move on to the next stage, move on to the next part of life. I think there's always something better waiting for you. If you're not happy with where you are right now, just know that it's going to get better. Sure, it might not be better as soon as you think it is, but don't think about the past. Don't think about what it was like back then, because it's not always going to be like that. The pattern changes. Things change. Connections happen. Good things come to those who wait. You should wait. Maybe that's the sign. Maybe whatever it is you're going through right now, you're supposed to wait. You're supposed to go through these things because it's teaching you to not put yourself in a situation like that, or try to avoid it. And I think that's something I really think about every single day. So, you don't always need closure to every situation. And instead, just kind of move on with life. Understand that life is sometimes teaching you things and sometimes it's just telling you to appreciate it. Love life as it is. But with that being said, guys, hope you all have such a great rest of the evening. And remember to take care of yourself. You deserve you matter, and I will see you all tomorrow. Take care.